It's time for the Hearties edition of Home and Family. We're back with Jack Wagner. He plays ex-Mountie Bill Avery in When Calls the Heart. It's what night, guys? Sunday night, right here on Hallmark Channel. So Bill Avery's a mysterious guy. Air a mystery about him. Get us up to speed on where things are right now.
Well, the season started, I was in jail. I was in the town jail. So it was really about how I was going to prove myself innocent, and the constable, Jack, sort of helped me out with that, and we actually solved the real crime, and Bill was set free. And the following episode became kind of a life or death situation, and he was talked off of killing a man in cold blood and decided, you know what, I think being a Mountie's not the right track for me, because the character Bill does things his own way. He's a rule breaker. He bends the rules, and so he's actually, the key word for him is a little bit of freedom this year. So that's what the character is floating around with, a new step of freedom in his giddy up.
Is there a special person in your life?
Well, that's going to probably be established this Sunday.
Yeah,
you know,
okay.
Bill's going to start dating in Hope Valley.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
Well, let's drop in on Sunday's episode and get a little snippet of what's happening.
Tell me something, Bill. It sounds like a lot of chapters in your life are coming to an end.
Meaning?
Oh, the Mounties and Nora. What about Abigail?
We're business partners.
I know, but you said so yourself. You're a man who doesn't like to take the straight path to get what he wants, which some might say makes you a bit dangerous.
Unpredictable, maybe, but not dangerous.
Even when it comes to matters of the heart?
You decide.
Wow. Okay. Looks like it's going somewhere.
Wow.
Wow. Okay.
They're applauding a little harder and a little faster right
then
now.
They should.
Let me tell you, that is a big deal for that period, because when I first came on the show, I had pie with Abigail, Lori Loughlin's character. And that was a big deal.
That was a big deal.
So, you know, walking at night on the streets and getting a little peck like that's
That's a big step. It's a big step.
But it is called Hope Valley.
It is Hope
Yes, so we're hoping that everything works out for you guys.
Yes, we are.
But I understand that, and the sets are really, really beautiful, but I understand that it was built especially for the production of When Calls the Heart.
Yeah.
So for you, you've been around a really long time. How different is it for you to work in something that's been especially built as opposed to a Hollywood set?
Yeah, it's very different. There's not a day that goes by that I don't take time for myself and actually reflect and look at this small town that they've built for us, a real small town, and put perspective into what it was like back then. Really, really think about what it was like, and the costumes, and I think all the actors would attest to this, that we all feel as though we step into our characters when we step into that town and in our wardrobe, because there's the stylized behavior is very different back then. You know, it's very proper, and it's also the Wild West. You know, so it's really life and death quite often. So we mix all that up, and I just love the feel of that place.
Well, it almost, you know, comes to life when you look at, you know, we had some of the photos we were looking through earlier of how beautiful this is. And that's not just a facade. You walk behind it and there's some guy back there. Eating his lunch.
It's the school, right?
It is. It's a church that's been turned into the school.
Yeah.
The first season, the character Elizabeth taught school in the saloon, and here you see they've turned it into a schoolhouse as well as a church. So it works as a double set for that. But that in itself, you get a feel of what it was like to walk into a community small church.
That must help, not that you need help, but when you have real streets that are real buildings that you go in and out of, it must help just to transport you back to that time.
No question. I've done several period pieces in the theater, and you know, to actually do it on television. Here's the Mercantile. Now
this is incredible.
This is like a Rite Aid back there. This is our Target. Okay, that's where you go, and you know, you had to be self-sufficient back then. You know, when it comes to cooking and the food and how you did things, and you know,
things
when
were 8 cents back then.
Yeah, how about that?
I saw that 8 cents.
It was all like stuff Sophie would probably have made, you know, and put it on that. Well, look. I feel like I've asked enough questions. Do you think we should turn it over? You guys have a couple of questions for Jack? Oh, you right? Here, let me grab a microphone real quick, and we'll come down here. Do you want to have your first? Come on up, stand up. Tell us, everybody, who you are.
I'm Becky Vasquez.
Hey, Becky.
And you have a question?
I do. First of all, I need to give a shout out to from the Hearties because they told me tell Jack that we love him.
Oh.
So nice. Hi, back.
But I wanted to know, did you have to learn any pioneering type skills before going on to this show?
Yes, I did actually. You have to, first of all, learn how to handle a pistol. It's not like a plastic gun you use in contemporary television. You also had to learn the proper way to tie up a horse. I ride horses anyway, so I do a lot of riding in this show. You had to learn that. And you have to understand a lady sits first. You stand when a lady walks in. You know, old-fashioned gentleman rules really apply in this show. So we really exercise that.
Yeah, that keeps everything authentic too, by the way.
Well, let me stand.
Yeah, you should stand, right. He can't
I'm
sit
taking
until
notes,
you,
Mark. I want you to
can't-
know that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Can't,
gotta
you
stay
you
up.
have to sit so I
I know, I
can,
have to
you
sit
know,
so
you
that-
can sit, then he'll sit. He's
All right.
waiting for you,
Okay.
and then I'll,
Okay.
okay, we'll do
All
it.
right, anytime
Go
now.
ahead, sit down. You may have to get up again. Hi, what's your name?
Hello, Diana Marquez.
Hi,
Hey,
Dana.
Diana, I
What's
love your
question?
outfit. Look at her
I
outfit.
know,
So
right?
authentic.
Thank you so much.
When she's here, she always comes in the best outfits.
That's a true Hardy, yes.
Since you're both musicians, I was wondering if you've ever jammed with Daniel Lissing.
You know what? We have one time we got together and sang a couple silly songs and had some fun with it. But he's a really good guitar player and a great singer, so that might be a good idea for a little story on one of the shows.
Yeah.
That would be.
Jack and Bill get their guitars and do a little
Up the
sing along
hill.
in Hope Valley.
Yeah, I know.
Thanks
Daniel,
for bringing that up.
Daniel confessed to me every time. Thank you guys so much. Daniel confessed every time he came to play guitar with you, you were busy knitting, and he
Yes.
just couldn't. He couldn't.
Okay,
Well, thank
so
you.
wait, I'm going to stand up right now.
Mark.
My point exactly.
I thought they were bringing truffles in or something.
My
I thought
point
she was
exactly.
excited.